Darcy Criollo has a unique story. Raised by parents who both immigrated from El Salvador to escape war and poverty, Darcy has grown up embracing both the American culture and her Salvadorian heritage.
I identify with my culture pretty well. My parents, the way that they've raised me to be a lot better, or to look for better standards. So I respect my culture, and I can, when I join in with them or when I come with other people that are Hispanic, it will be like a switch in language. So it's like 1, 2, 3 English, 5, 5 and on, or 4 and on, it'll just be like Spanish. So it'll be just a switch back and forth. So it's easy for me, and I can, when it comes to food, when it comes to traditions that we do, or how we sing happy birthday, or just little stuff like that, I can identify myself with it, and it's easy for me. It's not a big deal. But I think that I have kind of pulled away from it more than they have. I think they still have the roots more attached to it, but it's not different, in other words. So when I'm around other Salvadorians or around other Hispanics, it's not like I don't relate, because everything is pretty much the same. But just, I guess, the ways that I've been raised is just a little bit different.
Darcy didn't know what it felt like to be stereotyped until one day her family moved from California to Georgia.
When I moved over here, it was, the majority of the class was all Caucasian or African American. So I was kind of like the minority, and because the majority was Caucasian, I felt like they kind of looked down on me because I wasn't like them. So once I hit around my sophomore year, I decided I was going to change. I decided I'm not going to settle for the stereotypes that people see me as. So I'm going to work to be better. And I pulled away from a lot of friendships that I felt were going to bring me down, because in our culture, in the Hispanic culture, there's a saying that says, "Dime con quien tú andas y yo te diré quién tú eres," and it means, tell me who you're with and I'll tell you who you are. So that is something that it may not be all the way true, but it's something that I kind of took, and I was like, I don't want to be identified as being low class.
Not to be labeled or put in a box simply because she was Hispanic, Darcy was determined to fight off being stereotyped.
And at the end, I was criticized for it because it was like, oh, Darcy just is too good for us. And it wasn't that. I just wanted better for myself. I wanted to build a better future for myself.
Even though Darcy is well adapted to American culture, she embraces her family's cultural traditions and values. When she turned 15, her parents threw her a traditional quinceañera, an elaborate party that marks the transition from childhood to young womanhood. Another one of the values Darcy upholds is the Salvadorian view on marriage.
In our culture, the culture in the United States is that the father pays for everything for the bride.
The wedding.
In our culture, we don't pay for anything. The man who was going to marry her have to pay for her.
Yes.
Because in our culture, if we pay for that, it's like we want to get rid of her. So we're paying to get it out of the house.
So someone could take her.
So in our culture, they have to earn not only the bride, but they have to earn the family, because once they marry, they don't just marry her, they marry the whole family.
Religion is a huge part of the Criollos' lives. Both of Darcy's parents were raised in Catholic homes, which is the main religion in El Salvador. But as time went on, both of Darcy's parents came to accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. Today, Darcy's father is the pastor of a bilingual church.
After this,
Después de lo que has vivido,
after what you've lived,
no importa lo que hayas
it
pasado,
doesn't matter what you've gone through.
yo voy a edificar sobre ti
Re-edify over
el
you
tabernáculo
the tabernacle
de David
of David,
que está caído.
which has fallen.
Darcy also plays a role in the church services by singing and teaching.
Para declarar de que nuestro Señor es nuestra fuerza. Amén. Hay un dicho de que se dice, that says, when I am the weakest, I am the strongest. In the time that I am the weakest, He is my strength. Amén. La palabra del Señor dice, cuando yo soy débil, Él es fuerte. Amén. Él es fuerte en mí, Él es mi fortaleza. Amén. En el momento más débil de nuestras vidas, nuestro Señor sigue siendo nuestra fuerza. Amén. Nuestra fuerza más poderosa. Amén.
Darcy is fully comfortable with both her Hispanic heritage and American society, effortlessly blending into both cultures. She's proud of herself for fighting the stereotypes and labels, simply having people know her as Darcy.
I still always tried to fight against stereotype because I knew that when I graduated, yes, I was going to be Hispanic and I was going to graduate with honors and sit in the front row and I was going to get somewhere. So that's really what mattered to me, just becoming somebody.